Celebrity Big Brother's bit on the site, the show that gets inside the brains of all of our celebrity housemates.
Or, in Dappy's case, the empty void that is encapsulated by his streetwise skull. Ha! This week we've seen it all, from face-to-face noms to behind-your-back bitching, from a lack of food to lactation, and the less said about Frank Carson's dressing room, the better.
Yeah, it's just late.
Nothing fails to surprise us in this series of Celebrity Big Brother. And poor Lionel!
Lionel, no more final!
You know him final! He was robbed. He became the third housemate to receive a salty surprise.
A what?
Oh, fuck.
Despite Jasmine's eviction, that love triangle business with Lee and Casey is still lingering around like the effects of last night's curry.
Is that what that smell is, Rylan? I knew there was something. I can barely breathe.
Right.
What this studio needs is a nice, strong blast of air. Forget the Airwick. This is going to take something very, very special. And here she is. It's Carol McGiffin.
You look like that. Oh, these trousers are very tight.
Oh,
I've just
dear.
realised as I've sat down. There we go.
Hey
You
up,
all right?
Chuck.
Yes, I'm all right. I've got woman flu.
Oh.
Yeah.
But you said this to me earlier. Woman flu is when a woman has flu, but just gets on with it. Man flu is when a man has flu and don't do
Everything
nothing.
stops, that's right. Woman flu, man flu, but everything carries
The
on as normal.
sexism has already begun on this show. But let's get into tonight's show. Listen, Ollie thinks a romance with Sam will be ridiculous. He don't think it's ever going to happen. But I tell you what I think's ridiculous. Lee and Casey.
Oh
Lee and-
my God.
What is going on? Can you believe that they're like sort of buddying back up again?
I am so over that relationship. The pair of them are just getting on my nerves now. And I tell you what, yeah, I knew that he would sort of side up to her and try and get back in because, you know, it's a storyline, and I think he's probably the bigger player out of the pair of them. And I can't believe that Casey's falling for it. I can't
feel
believe
sorry
her.
for Casey because Casey really likes him and he's full of bollocks. He's just talking complete and utter rubbish.
He is, because he wants to be in the show, and he knows that if he's with her, he will
But
be
on
in
the flip
it.
side, Lionel did come out last night, and during his interview, he did... I know, it's still devastating news. He did say that he heard Casey say something, and he does genuinely believe that she is playing a game in there. So, but if that's coming from Lionel Blair's mouth...
Well, everybody's playing a game. It's a game. The whole
Well,
thing's a bloody game, isn't it?
I
So, you know, just who is the better player? And I think actually Lee is playing a game in there. Big time,
Without revealing too much, I don't want to steal his thunder. I've been speaking to Mr. Lionel Blair backstage. He might have something to say about what's going on with Casey. He might have a little... We might get a little exclusive later on, yes. But Lee, the thing about Lee is... He's not worried about how Casey feels. He's not worried about how the house feels. He's worried about how he's going to look on TV. It's all about, they're going to think I'm a player. They're going to think I'm mugging her off. Well, it's not about how anybody else is affected by it.
No, that's right, because he said to Casey earlier, didn't he, on the show earlier, or was it last night? I can't remember. Something about, all that crying, you keep crying, that's making me look bad. Well, hang on, you made her cry, you arse.
Now,
He is an arse.
poor Dappy was not a happy chappy, was he?
No.
Bless him. If only he had as much upstairs as he apparently got downstairs.
Well, he obviously hasn't.
I've seen that photo. Wowzers.
So have I now.
Carol, was he justified with his annoyance at that IQ task?
No, not really, but I'm glad he was, because it was hilarious. It was so
great.
funny
It
with
was
him
so
going
good.
in the diary room after they'd shown it and saying, I'm going to leave this house tomorrow at 1 o'clock if you show this on TV, because my fans out, they're going to be like, you know, they're going to think I'm really stupid. Well, actually, you are.
No, but hang on the flip side, at least, you know, Louisa was on standby to cheer him up with a loaf of bread shaped like a big old will, which was lovely.
Yeah.
But what methods did you have in the house, obviously, for raising house morale when you were in there?
Well,
last
we
year?
had cock bread as well.
Yeah.
And we had tip bread.
Yeah.
So we did all that. We did a lot of things. We used to do the slut drop. Do you know the slut drop?
I don't know the
I
slut
know
drop,
the
Carol.
slut drop.
Please
Yeah.
Show us.
Remember the spirit of Carol Vorderman. That's all I'm going to say. Those are very tight trousers.
They are very right, so you're dancing with someone,
Right, we're dancing,
you're getting on well,
Casual,
and then
casual.
suddenly you just you want to try and really get their attention, and you want to give it a bit of that, and you do 1, 2, 3, slut drop.
I heard your knees.
Did you hear my knees go then? Oh, I'm so old.
Oh, don't open your legs. Oh, Jesus. She went, oh, I'm so old. Whoa.
Carol McGiffin
all I
is
need.
Carol McGiffin is in her 60s and she can still pull off moves like that. Well done, you. Well done.
How very dare you?
Now, listen, tonight's show, some very steamy shower action
Oh, my
going
God.
on. If I didn't know any better, I'd say that Louisa might be trying to start her own sex party with Dappy. Her daughter must be so proud of her, surely.
Oh, he's brought the daughter up.
Well! Mummy, how did we afford this house? Well, I pretended to give oral sex to a former pop star in a shower. Are they going to get it on, these two? Is it going to happen, Louisa and Dappy? What do you reckon, Ryland?
Well, what do I say to that?
I think they have.
You think they did?
I do, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, because the way they were behaving the next morning when he was like slapping her bum, that was like a...
That was a
kind
post-sex
of,
slap.
Yeah, I know what you're like in the slap. You know,
Do you know that
really,
slap, Carol?
seriously.
Have you ever received that type of slap?
No. Yeah, no, I have actually. And it's like, oh, come on, let's do it again. But then they remembered there were other people around, and there's like a million cameras everywhere in the shower. There's no microphone and no cameras.
We've got to move on because we're running out of time a bit, but I feel sorry for Jim Davison. Another night of no beauty sleep for Jim. Carol, are you feeling his pain, or is he that miserable bastard that Louisa makes
No,
him
he's
out to be?
definitely that miserable bastard. And I hope he doesn't sleep for days because he's going to crack soon, and I can't wait.
When you were in there, you had words with Charlotte, didn't you? Is there kind of a generation gap thing going on there, a generation game?
Yeah, I had words with Charlotte about her drinking, actually. I was trying to convince her not to drink so quickly.
but
I was drunk at the time, and one TV critic said that when he watched it, it was like the blind drunk leading the blind drunk. And I thought that was
that
very
is actually
good.
quite a true say.
That's
but
true.
At 9:50 this morning, Jim had a bit of a rude awakening for the housemates. Have a little look at this.
Uh-oh.
It's the morning.
God, Jim! It takes your own medicine now. I mean, but what's Jim got to do to lose public support? Because they're backing him at the moment.
He's got to crack. He has to crack, and he will lose his temper in a really ugly, horrible way, I predict, soon. And all it needs is a few more sleepless nights. So come on,
Brilliant.
the house.
Brilliant.
Carol
Keep him
loves a
awake.
good old crack. Well, listen, that is it for this bit. After the prank, we'll be joined by Lord Lionel Blair and finger-banging fanatic Jasmine is here. And after last night's Phone Romantics, I hope they're playing nice.
Plus, find out what happened when Louisa's banging was too much for Dappy. See you in a bit.
Welcome back to the Big Brothers bit on the site where we get that Saturday night fever every week.
Oh, you can get cream for that now, right?
Do you think they'll get rid of this rash? Because it's just...
No, I think what you need for that is some strong yoghurt and a fundamental change in your lifestyle.
Never going to happen. Let's talk favourite moments, or, if we're trying to be posh in the script, the week in review. That's what we're calling it now. It's the ladies first. Carol, what was your favourite moment?
I loved the face-to-face nominations. I always like face-to-face nominations.
You love a
because,
face-to-face.
because they're so cruel and they're so mean, and people make a song and dance out of it. You know, just say it.
Yeah.
Anyone in particular?
Yeah, the best face-to-face nomination I've ever seen on Big Brother in the history of the whole programme, Louisa nominating Jim. It was fantastic.
Let's have a little look.
Louisa,
Oh, for fuck's sake.
reveal your first nomination.
My first nomination is Jim, because he's a fucking arsehole and he's been a right miserable bastard for the last 3 days. He's getting right on my tits.
The thing I don't like about Louisa, she sits on that fence, she beats around the bush. She needs to speak her mind more, doesn't she?
Do you know, that's why I love her so much, because she's a bit like me. I do that sometimes. You just say things and she just comes right out with it. And I love her for that. I think she's brilliant.
I don't know if you agree, but part of me thinks that all nominations should be face-to-face, because it's so uncomfortable.
I don't know. I think face-to-face noms are great because, you know, we're doing it every series now. They're knocking it out whenever they can when they fancy it. But I think the real nominations, when you're in the diary room, I think we get more truth. I think we get a lot more truth.
And you're constantly searching for truth, aren't you?
I'm always looking for
Karen, what do you reckon?
truth.
Are they that uncomfortable, the face-to-face?
They are. They're really hard for some people because some people don't like to come across as, you know, being horrible or nasty to anybody, especially to their face.
But then in the diary room,
they are more honest, but I just love seeing people squirm. So I think one lot of face-to-face nominations per series is enough. Yes.
Right, then, it's been a cracking week. What have you dug out?
It has been a good week, but my favourite is, obviously, we all know how much I love Lionel Blair.
Yeah. Don't we all?
I love Lionel Blair even more when he does a little swear. Let's have a look at this.
Mildred, is that you?
Go fuck yourself.
I'm just concerned, did that bird ever get through to Mildred?
No, I think Louisa's got a bit of a potty mouth, hasn't she? I think
she is,
yeah, she can
in all
take over
fairness.
from Lionel with the swearing stakes.
I'm going to miss Lionel having a swear, though.
I'm going to
me
miss a good
too.
swear. Now, listen, you're being greedy. 2 clips you got this week.
I am being
What's
greedy,
going
and I'll
on?
tell you for why, and I've got my reasons, because this clip isn't actually from the main show, guys.
Uh-oh.
This clip is from Bit on the Side, and it comes from one of my favourite ever celeb housemates, Miss Lauren Harries.
Oh.
Lauren, if this was your year, who would you have nominated?
Who would I have nominated? Yeah, it's got to be Louis.
Louis? No.
This one?
From this one.
And Dixie.
Don't worry about it, just take your time. How can you not love a bit of Lauren Harries?
I think it's the weight of the hair.
I love her.
It was confusing.
It's like,
I love her
it's
so
confusing
much.
her.
What's your one?
Well, I was a little bit late. I was watching it on the catch-up. I was getting loads of texts about Frank Carson's dressing room. Or Freddie Carson's dressing room, depending on who you're talking to. And I watched it, and it is one of the funniest prolonged arguments, debates, whatever it is I've seen on Big Brother. Have a look at this. This is the kind of the best bits of it.
You should ask her.
Like,
Ask her about Frank Carson's dressing room.
what did you say about me?
Something about Freddie Carson.
Frank Carson.
Oh, I don't know.
Can you get it right? Frank Carson.
Carson's dressing room. And he went, ask about Frank Carson's dressing room. I just thought, I don't care. I actually don't give a shit.
Well, Mr. Big Time, what about Frank Carson's dressing room?
What about Frank Carson's dressing room?
What you asked Louisa to ask me about?
I didn't ask you anything about Frank Carson's
Ask
dressing
her
room.
about Frank Carson's dressing room.
You tell me about Frank Carson's dressing room.
Fucking lie. You have no bottle.
Well, that goes to show when someone says, what do you think the problem is? I said, I don't know. Something that happened in Frank Carson's dressing room.
I love it. I am starting a band called Frank Carson's Dressing Room.
Frank Carson's dressing room's got his own Twitter and was trending worldwide
I'm not
this
surprised.
week.
I'm not surprised. But
Are you Team Linda or Team Jim?
I'm team neither because, you know, she's been picking on him for the whole time and he was really out of order to bring up something that a dead husband did 20 years ago. So, you know, both of them, they deserve each other, actually. Lock them in a room together.
Thank you very much for
Oh,
that.
maybe the most annoying room.
Listen, I do hope Lionel Blair didn't speak to Sammy Davis Jr. with a potty mouth like you showed in that clip.
Well, listen,
Treat Mr. Davis Jr. with respect.
Listen, he's going to be joining us in a minute, so you can
Excellent,
actually ask him yourself. Anyway, here's an exclusive snippet of what's been going on in that house today.
Dappy, do you want to be on the bongos?
2 seconds, babe.
Is that a good tune?
Things get surreal in this house.
Jim's certainly going to get the hump with that.
Gonna get what?
He's going to get the hump with that.
I've got another game. Things to do to piss Jim off today.
I love a game in the house. Right, it's time now to welcome our esteemed panel. First up, she's the best buy one, get one free deal of 2014. And you know, why have a trained psychologist when you can have one half of the Eurythmics as well? It's Rachel Morris. Never gonna get old, never gonna get old, not at all.
She's the former housemate that broke the record for the quickest flash in BB history, and with any luck, she'll be just as revealing tonight. It's Jasmine Walsh, ladies and gentlemen.
She loves a tit hanging out. And last but not least, he's performed with some of the biggest names in showbiz, including Dappy, and shown the nation his semi-bone. Please be upstanding for evictee number 3, Lionel Blair.
Yes, Lionel Blair. Come on, Lionel. Lionel, lovely to see you, mate. Come and take a seat, boss. There you go.
Train is never going to get old, is it? It's really not.
Lionel,
Sorry about
your
that.
first 24 hours out of the house, how's it been?
I've been exhausted.
Yeah?
I've been working since 9 o'clock this morning. I did a fashion shoot, changing clothes and putting things on. I loved it.
Oh, he's been getting dressed. He's been getting undressed.
You know, it was wonderful. Then I had to do lots of interviews. I did lots of things on, what's it called?
That's a computer.
Yeah,
Computer, yeah.
Did lots of interviews on the phone.
Yes.
On YouTube.
You're not playing Give Us a Clue now. You haven't got to We know. Are you upset that Jasmine didn't save you? On Wednesday, you know, she saved 2 people.
No,
She didn't
no, because it was very complimentary what she said. I want the others out because I want to party with them. So I presume she meant me as well.
But last night, when we were, Jasmine, last night, we did do the phone room, and it did take us all quite a big shock, obviously, that you weren't happy about a couple of comments that Lionel said about you. So let's just clear the air. What is it that you weren't happy with that Lionel said?
Tell me.
Well, I watched things
Lionel,
back.
put that cane down.
I was watching things back, and he was talking about all of the housemates and how he liked them, and then when he got to my name, he was just like, no, her I just don't like. I just can't stand her.
Lionel, what do you make of
So,
that?
and then I know a couple of times things would happen with us, or someone would say, I think he's talking about you, or he said something, and so I confronted him, and I said, is everything okay? Did I do anything? And someone said something, goes, oh, darling, no, you're amazing, you're great. Well, I don't know why you couldn't just tell me to my face what you had told everyone else about me.
Well, I will tell you. The moment we walked into the house, once we were all in, there was a great flashing of boobs, which I thought was rather game planning. Did you all see it?
Yes.
We all saw it, Lionel.
I don't think that I had any game planning considering
No,
I don't even know what I was
There
doing.
was that. And then there was the screaming and the shouting.
Okay, but I understand everything that I did wrong, but why didn't you just tell me to my face what I did wrong every time I'd ask you?
I didn't know you yet.
Yeah, but you could have just...
I didn't know you. And
But I asked
very quickly, there was a bit of a romance. And I love Lee. I absolutely adore him. I wouldn't upset him for the world.
That doesn't have anything to do
Just
with
a
me
minute.
asking you why you couldn't just be honest with me.
All right, I'll be honest. You drove me up the fucking wall.
I'm probably going to shoot off.
I might go home.
I'm going to shoot off.
Yes? Now everyone's friends and the air's been cleared. Rachel, why do you think Lionel's out?
I'm kind of scared to say. I think that you had a loyal fan base that might have just disapproved about some of your new antics. I think they preferred to see you in tap shoes than latex,
Yes,
maybe.
I know. And thank God for Big Brother that I've lost that maybe a bit.
Yeah.
And I can do other things.
But
I wanted to go back to acting, which I started as a boy actor. And I thought, you know, my age, singing and dancing, come on, I've done Hello Boys and Girls for 30 years. So I thought this might change my whole, people going, we didn't know Lionel Blair could do that.
Well, we didn't know Lionel Blair could do S&M.
Now, Lionel, can I put you... You did sometimes have slightly contradictory views in the diary room. Have a look at this and then we'll have a chat.
She's such a lovely lady. She really is. And she wants nothing but nice and pleasantries all the time. But it's sad that she's standing like that, all by herself.
Who did you vote for in the task?
Linda.
Now, Lionel, Jasmine's mentioned it. We've seen the clip there. Were you aware you were doing that?
No. I was just being me.
Yeah.
You know, I just wanted to have fun. I wanted to be like Ryland. Really, I did. Yes. I know.
Well,
I have to tell you, I've been in this business a long time, and you all know that. My big thing is discipline. And Big Brother is the director, and when the director tells you to do something, you do it. But when the director tells you to do something, and two people don't do it, and it affects the entire house, and we went without food, that really got on my nerves.
It got on your nerves.
We saw in the adult room
Yeah,
that you
when you
are
ate
into
the
discipline.
chocolate, that was against the rules, wasn't it?
Oh, yes, absolutely.
So,
No.
Take your own advice.
No. Ate the chocolates, yes, but what about the lipstick and the makeup?
yeah, I admitted to that.
And
I'm not the one
yes,
sitting here bitching about
You
it.
and... Pardon?
Well, Carol!
Yes! Talking of bitching, how difficult is it not to bitch about your fellow housemates when you're in the
Oh no,
house?
it's really difficult not to, because there's nothing else to talk about. You've only got each other, that's it. Nothing else happens apart from the tasks and everything.
Absolutely.
And you go in the diary room.
It's very heightened in there, isn't it?
It certainly is, and you know, that's what the diary room's for, though. You know, you've got to offload. But then, you know, often Big Brother will show what you say in the diary room to all the other housemates, and so it all kicks off again. But that's the idea, that's the game. Everybody bitches. They all bitch about each other, and you know, they might come out and say, "Oh, well, it wasn't me," but it is. It's everybody. And the thing is, everyone just gets on your nerves. You don't choose to be with any of those people. You are forced in there. You're not forced in there. You go voluntarily, and you get paid for it. So, you know, I think people should just lighten up and stop worrying about it so much.
Lionel Blair, very quickly.
But I must say, before I went into the house, I had a bit of an operation on my head.
Yes, we did
And
know.
there was a nasty scab, and I didn't know what to do. And this lovely lady, and she is lovely, got this special ointment, put it on, and she made it better.
There you
Are
go.
you sorry now?
Jasmine! Jasmine, listen. For goodness sake, stop it, you two.
Honestly.
Oh, it's like the over 18s room all over again.
Jasmine, I'm guessing you've been watching the show. I've got to ask Casey and Lee, what do you make of what's going on there?
I don't know. I think they're just trying to cope with everything now at this point.
Are you going to
I
see
haven't
Lee
really-
afterwards? Do you think you might have a relationship
Well, I
with
don't
him when
really
he
have a
comes out?
choice. I have to see him, don't I?
Well, I mean on a personal, romantic, sexy one-to-one level.
I don't know.
You don't know. Blair.
Lionel.
I would like to make an apology.
Oh, away you go.
Go for it.
When I came out yesterday, somebody said,
came
"Do you think?" Years ago.
What next?
I've been a friend of Dorothy's for ages. Anyway, so I came out and they said, "Do you think anybody has a game plan?"
Yeah.
And I was told in the house by a certain person that Casey said a certain thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
I came out and I was informed by the production team that was not so.
Yeah.
So Casey, I want to apologise to you. If this goes back to you, I'm so sorry. She did not say it. Is that all right?
That is perfectly done. Well done. Rachel, they've been down there.
This is turning into an episode of Surprise, Surprise.
Is this going out on TV or what? They've been on lockdown now, Rachel, running out of time, so very quickly, for 14 days. What's it going to be doing to them psychologically?
They're going to be suffering with cabin fever, which is a kind of claustrophobia to do with, you know, being squashed into a very small space. They're not having any exercise, they're not getting any daylight, so they're going to be having very reduced serotonin levels. They're going to be feeling antsy, depressed and irritated.
Carol, who should be watching their backs now, do you think?
I think Jim and Linda have really got to be careful now.
Yeah.
Because they're both losing it, and they will lose it big time. And Linda's never been up for nomination, so, you know, she's not been tested. And Jim, he keeps getting voted, getting loads of votes, and it's beyond me.
It won't be long, and time will be that
Yeah.
test. Give these guys a round of applause.
Well done.
Coming up, we'll be discussing why this year has been the bitchiest, baddest celebrity beat of all time.
Plus, Ollie's gushing about Lionel in the diary room. See you in a second.
Lionel.
Welcome back to Bit on the Psych, the show that's like one of Jasmine's home movies. Low budget, filthy, but still worth splashing out over. And thank you for those, Jasmine. Thank you so much.
I apologise. You are such an arsehole. Here's a clip. Not of the film.
Ollie, what's the mood like in the house this morning?
But it's very weird. Like, you kind of expect, and every morning Lionel will wake up and be like, morning, sun, and I sit there and go, and today it's not like that, and I kind of sit and you have to kind of rebalance yourself in a way to kind of deal with people leaving. It's very weird. But I'm shocked that Lionel went. I think everyone was. I genuinely thought he'd be there. I thought it'd be top 3. Lionel brought optimism and positivity, which is very hard to find in this house. I loved putting makeup on him. It was really fun. And the fact is, with Lionel, I saw it, and I said it a million times to him as well. I said, "You are me in 50. I am you in 50 years." I said, I said, I wish to be exactly how you are in 50 years.
So, on this series of Celebrity Big Brother, we have all, rightly or wrongly, seen things that can never, ever be unseen. If Louisa thinks she has a weak gag reflex now, then wait until she sees the footage of her and Dappy in the shower. But why have this year's celebrities been more badly behaved than ever before? Rachel, why do you think there's a distinct lack of filter in this series?
I blame Jasmine.
She did start it all.
Kind of. You set the tone, didn't you? And there was really nowhere lower to go once you'd set that. So they really had to scrabble around to get any more airtime out of that. But I do think that that's partly responsible. I think, you know, there was a kind of tone set there. But Louisa, I think, is the one who's setting it all up. I mean, she just really doesn't have a filter, and that's not just specially for Big Brother. We've seen her in other reality shows, and she really just does not know when to hold back.
Yeah, no, I think that's a fair say. And I do want to say, just quickly, personal opinion, obviously Jasmine's out now, I'm really glad you set that tone, because the series that we've had after
it's
it
been the
I've been overjoyed.
Easily.
Carol, in your series, we all know Charlotte pissed the bed.
Yes.
And that was like, oh my God, outrage. Why do you think that there's such a difference from your series to this series? Because someone pissing the bed in there, that'd just be like someone having a quick
nothing.
bath.
Yeah, I know. I don't know, it's just a completely different set of characters. I mean, we just had like weirdos and oddballs and strange people, you know, in total mix, wasn't it? This lot, you know, when I first saw the lineup, I thought, oh, they are a bunch of show-offs. You know, they're all good looking, they're all entertainers, they're all performers in a way, and they all want the attention, and I knew it would all kick off. And I've never known a Celebrity Big Brother with so many arguments and big fights. And it's, you know, it's compelling viewing for that. But I'm glad we had the house we had, because it was relatively calm.
But you
relatively.
Even though you broke a couple of rules every now and again in your house, you did have quite a respect for Big Brother. But Rachel, in this series, we're not really seeing much respect for the voice of God, as it's called, you know.
I don't think that's fair. I think the house is split. I think Lionel had respect for Big Brother, and I think a couple of others do. I think we're talking about the egos here, the people who think they are bigger than the rules. They are special. They don't have to follow the rules because they weren't made for them. They are higher. They are better. They're above.
Oh,
the likes of Dappy and Lee.
Well, listen, Jasmine.
And Louisa, obviously.
One of the reasons why we all love you out here is because you were a rule breaker, let's be fair. We love someone who does break the rules, but, you know, you had makeup when it was supposed to be contraband, you took your mic off. Why do you feel that there was such a lack of respect for that sort of Big Brother being that's supposed to be directing you?
Because being good is boring.
With that.
Very easy answer, and bang on.
Jasmine mentioned this earlier. You did break the rules a little bit, Lionel. You ate the chocolates.
What?
You ate, yes. You ate the chocolates.
Still got a bit on your chin.
You ate the chocolates you weren't meant to.
Well, I got the chocolates. I just quick give you. And then I saved some for when they said bring the chocolates back.
Yes.
I saved some for them, put it on the chair,
Right.
and they said, and the chocolates on the chair.
Were you not afraid of the consequences, though, Lionel?
No, because it was just me and
Louisa,
who I love. And I'm on Carol's side. She says it as it is, and I love her.
Good for you. Well, the housemates' insults to each other this year have been worse than anything that BB could have dreamed up. Have a look at this.
You know I love you. You know I do. You just annoy me.
I annoyed you.
No. What? I wanted you to be the biggest star in England. You know that.
Well, thank you very much.
Did?
Yeah.
And I'm your boss.
So we're not just all
You are just a selfish bitch.
I'll tell you what, I'm going to go out now and tell him to fuck right off.
I wouldn't even bother.
If he's bringing my husband, my husband is dead and can't stand up for himself. You know what I mean? Don't start slagging a dead man.
I respect my mama. I respect my baby
Your
mama.
mama should be ashamed of the way that you act, and she should be ashamed of you and your attitudes towards women, Dappy.
I love women. I love women. I respect women. Imagine your poor daughter. Imagine your poor little daughter. Imagine your poor little daughter. What's she gonna think when you tell her how many men you slept with in one night? Is she gonna agree with that? She ain't gonna agree with that, is she?
Carol, Carol, why is there such a lack of respect and such harsh comments coming out from everyone this year?
Oh, I don't know. They're just such live-wise. It is like a big box of fireworks just going off all the time. And I think that, unlike our house, they all genuinely don't like each other. You know, and I think you can get through Big Brother if you can just not... See, I don't care if people didn't like me because I never wanted to see them ever again anyway. So I would do my best to like people and just get on with them. This lot can't be bothered. They just hate each other and they don't mind telling each other every 5 minutes.
Yeah.
But it's great for that. I don't want it to stop.
No, of course we don't.
Not
but
all of us.
No,
Not
not
hate
everyone.
each other. I
everyone.
just think the material in which they fight it's like real arguments.
Yeah.
It's not like we don't fight over petty stuff. It's
Yeah.
usually something that is very true to, like
Yeah.
we're very opinionated
Definitely.
about what we stand, where, you know, and
what you truly
and
believe
that's
on the
why
subject that you're talking
that's why
about.
it's such a heated argument.
But do we think, Rachel, that maybe looking back to Summer Big Brother, Celeb Big Brother, Charlotte, she was always up for a row, and you know she was a bit of a rule breaker. Have we seen some of the celebrities, especially the British celebrities, who would have probably watched the show, stem from Charlotte's sort of rule breaking and harshness?
Isn't that terrifying to think that Charlotte Crosby could be a role model for Big Brothers? I think
Don't start on my Charlotte.
We love Charlotte.
No, don't get me wrong. I love Charlotte, as did we all.
Yeah.
But she was a one-off. Only she could get away with being that vulnerable and that idiotic and that completely offensive,
Naughty.
all in one. Anybody trying to emulate her is it's just not going to We're not going to let
There's
that
only
pass.
one Charlotte.
There's only one Charlotte. We love you.
One, yeah.
We love you, Charlotte. Well, still to come, we've got more exclusives and also a very, very special clip of...
What were you doing? This is my line. Why are you hogging my line?
Yeah, listen, this just works best for the cameras, right? So why can't you just go along with what I'm doing?
No, I'm not having that. You're playing a game, and I'm going to make sure everyone knows about it.
Just go along with it, and it will be all right.
No, do you know what? We'll see you after this break. No, do you know what? I'm not going to play this game. Welcome back to Big Brother's bit on the psych, and I like your jacket. Where'd you get it from?
This? Oh, it's just from a mate of mine. He runs an online kind of shop, and he kind of gets me. Oh!
I love you. I hate it when we fight.
Oh, you are such a dick.
You're such a dick.
No, seriously, Ryan, you are such a dick.
Here's this week's Diary Room Uncut. You're a prick. Do you know that? You aren't. Absolutely.
How would you explain your time in the house?
How would I explain it?
Yeah.
You two seem very close this evening.
Oh, we love each other.
Me and Lulu are fine. We had our one disagreement, but we have to learn to agree to disagree. So
We do.
Are you tired?
Casey, you bitch.
Dappy's cool. I prefer Costas.
Costas is the name.
Costas.
Casey, I've told you a million times, so I just want to be your friend.
Let Jim live on chickpeas. Let Jim live on chickpeas. Let Jim live on chickpeas.
Quiet. Woman! Just be quiet. I'm sorry, Big Brother.
We do have the best banter with each other. We should have the Casey and Lee show, but...
Oh my God, the Hate Love Show.
The Hate Love Show! Just say it again, the Hate Love Show!
The Hate Love Show! Together. The Hate Love Show!
Sounds like a show Big Brother would love to hate.
But I want a girlfriend. Jasmine.
Daffy, the dining door's going to open. If you could leave Big Brother with Louisa.
Okay, ladies and yeah.
Oh God, yeah.
See you later.
Daffy, you need to put your trousers up,
Baby.
Costas.
Honestly, I think my brain's gone from doing nothing.
She's missing the cat. I've got a question for Britain. Why is Liz still in the house, for goodness sakes? Huh? Why is she still in there?
She's missing the cat.
Why is this fella out and she's still in there? That's the question that's playing on my mind. Now, in the smoking area on day 7, Lionel declared, this is from you, sir, this has been one of the nicest groups. Everybody's been so nice. Well, now, you can't go a single minute without one of them saying, oh, I want to go home. But what has turned this happy house upside down? Rachel, talk us through the house family tree.
OK, I think there's definitely a dysfunctional family going on here. We've got lovely, beloved grandpa at the top, Lionel, loved by all, and then we've got his son, slightly disappointing son, never really made it to where you hoped he would get to. Then we've got Jim, who's desperately trying for approval from his dad, but he can't really get that either. Then we've got Linda, who is his ex-wife. They're trying for the sake of the kids to get on, but there's so much water under the bridge, they just can't bring themselves to speak to each other. And then there's the kids. Jim, of course, brought his own kids into the marriage, which was Lee and Casey, which is why they can't be together, because they're exactly the same and argue like cats and dogs or brothers and sisters. Then there's the kids that Linda brought in with her, which was Ollie and Sam and Louisa, and they love their mum and they will protect her with all the ferocity of baby tigers. And then, of course, there's little Dabby, who is the love child of Jim and Linda, and he is possibly the only one who gets desperately, desperately upset when they fight. And then, of course, there's crazy Auntie Liz, who's just there on hand in case anyone's got really no one else to talk to.
I'm sorry, if that don't deserve a round of applause, that was like the family tree Olympics. Guys, is that how you see the house dynamics? You know, sort of, Lionel, you're the granddad,
Yeah.
and then we've got...
I don't think I ever said I want to go home, me.
No, you
personally.
didn't.
I never said, I said I'm enjoying it, I love it, do as you're told. And I really did enjoy it.
Is this how you saw the sort of house dynamic when you lived in there? Like, sort of that sort of setup as, you know, Jim and Linda as the mum and dad, Liz just like...
Well, that's
loving
how
life
they
at the
called
same-
me, Pops.
Yeah? Jasmine,
Yeah.
what about you?
The only thing I hated about the house was when the blinds came down at night and we knew we couldn't get out.
Get out.
That was very claustrophobic.
Jasmine, what do you reckon about the family tree?
I think it's pretty accurate.
Yeah? Rachel Morris, you got it bang on, girl! Yes, right.
Carol, it is quite a dysfunctional family, isn't it?
Isn't it?
Why is it?
Well, aren't all families a bit dysfunctional?
Yeah, but this is taking the piss.
It is, but it's been made up, hasn't it? It's been shoved together. It's like they've all been forced to adopt each other, and they didn't want to, and they still don't want to, so they're trying to get through it. Of course, it's dysfunctional, but that's the point of Big Brother. It's got to be dysfunctional, otherwise it's boring, and
Rachel,
nobody watches.
Has Vote to Save had a role in boosting certain housemates' confidence, do you think?
Oh, absolutely. I'd say Liz and Jim would have benefited from that. I think both of their faces look genuinely... I know you're going to fight with me on this, but I think both of their faces look genuinely shocked every time they're saved. They didn't expect it. They don't expect it. And I think certainly for Jim, he needs this. He needs to change public opinion about himself, and he's finding it very validating.
But talking of Jim, Lionel, obviously we knew that you had a good relationship with him, but sometimes it was a bit up and down from what we'd see the comments. You got on very well with the youngsters in the house.
I love
Do you
them.
think he's a little bit jealous that you've got that... You're an older guy in there, you're a mature person in the house, but you're getting on really well with the youngers?
Well, occasionally when I was with the youngsters and Jim was walking around, he'd walk very close and come and sit next to me and everything. I said at the very beginning, Jim was a bit miserable at the beginning. when I first knew Jim and he was the star that he became, he was wonderful. He was one of the funniest men ever. And then he said, I'd love to do another pantomime with you, but I want to direct. And he loves to be the boss and tell everybody what to do. He's being told what to do by Big Brother and hated it. And that's why he kept saying, I want to go.
I've got to say, I'm yay close to forgiving Jim Davison for Chalky, for The Generation. I'm yay close to forgiving him for everything. I really am. I really am. Now, listen, as we said before, Liz has been saved for the 3rd time, but even her housemates have a hard time remembering she's there. Look at this.
She wants Lee out, doesn't she?
Well, that's what I'm saying. So she picked us because she's not bothered about us coming out.
I don't think it meant any harm to you at all.
Oh, I don't care because I'll probably
But
never
if
see her
Emma
again.
had asked me that question, I'd have said,
But you
I'm
should
going to
care.
save...
I care when people are bad to me or harmful to me. You don't think I do, but I am. It eats me up.
Oh, Liz. Rachel, why is it... I mean, look, we've made a valid point. You know, Liz has been put up for eviction, you know, so the housemates know she's there. But why do you think she's just slipping under their radar like we've just seen now?
Because she doesn't push themselves in front of them. She's an observer. She's a journalist. What she does is she sits on the sideline distantly and takes mental notes for later. And also, she's got a voice in a very big national newspaper. She doesn't care if people listen to her or not. She'll make them listen when she puts herself in print.
She doesn't join in, though, does she?
No,
I mean,
she's not a team player.
No, she's not at all.
No.
She doesn't join in. She doesn't make any effort with anybody.
But that's not necessarily a bad thing.
From everyone the whole time.
What do you think
And
Liz's
that's
role
horrible
in the house
in
is,
that
Jess?
Well, she just doesn't. She doesn't have any. She doesn't give anything. She just, and it's hard to be around. I mean, when you do go talk to her and you try to like, there's so many times that we would go and try to engage conversation,
yes, that's true.
and she would just sort of.
That's absolutely true. One of the best things Liz did was the press conference. You know?
Oh, yeah, she did the little
She did the press
story,
thing.
yeah.
Didn't you like that? That's what you used to do to me in the house.
They're going to kick off again.
Calm down now, Lionel. One of the things we've noticed, yes, you like a little Barney every now and then, but you're very good at making up after a row. But some of these relationships seem beyond reconciliation, don't they? Why are the fallouts so big in this house?
I don't know. Do you? I don't know.
Because they all hate each other.
I had one with
Jasmine
and
Louisa.
Yeah.
I think it's the harshness. People are really harsh. I mean, half of the things that you said to me, I would never in a million years say to people. It's just really kind of mean. It's harsh.
Moving on swiftly.
Well, let's move on to something that was a bit more...
I would if I were you, quickly.
More funnier. Big Brother did a nice little IQ test for
this
Daffy
was
and
good.
Louisa, and it stirred up the original row that actually happened last week. So, Rachel, how do you think Dappy's now feeling about his position in the house? Because we touched on this last week with your ladder comparison.
Absolutely. I mean, I really think that his self-esteem is very low. He's probably, I imagine he had a really hard time at school. I don't think he got on very well at school. He isn't really bothered about his position in the house. He's bothered about the position in his fans' eyes. He thinks he's now been portrayed as stupid. And that's kind of dug into a real vulnerability of his. And I think that's a shame. I hope Big Brother gives him a chance to redeem himself. And
Lionel,
his ego.
do you... Sorry, Rachel. Lionel, do you agree? Obviously, you got on really well with Dappy. Do you think something like that would really dent his confidence?
Yes, it would. I think it would. Because he's got this brilliant brain for his music and for what he does.
Yeah.
I was walking up from the smoking area into the bedroom and I suddenly looked
And he
in
was doing his
the kitchen
rehearsals,
and he
yeah.
was doing rehearsals in front of the mirror and I thought, he's working on
He's
that.
had 3 triple platinum
And he
albums.
was really...
I've got to interrupt, Lionel, because
And
we're
he
running
got
out of
me in
time.
drama.
Very quickly, Rachel, how could the family tree change between now and the finale?
The only thing that's going to change this is if Lim and Jinder find a way... Jim and Linda find a way to actually speak to one another in a decent way and allow the family to find some harmony. Dappy could bring them together.
That's not going to happen.
She makes... Riley, she makes... What the fuck? What are you doing over there, man?
Just loving life. And I think it's time for me to make contact with some people that even Lee Ryan wouldn't snog in the bolt hole. Is our audience... No, that is not my view. That is not my view. I'm just reading what they say, but it's probably the view of everyone at home. So, I love you, really. Rachel's question.
Hi, Rachel. Do you think that slightly crazy Auntie Liz is going to play up to her insecurities a little bit, seeing that that's possibly what's been keeping her in the house?
Good question.
I'm not trying to lead
No,
the witness.
not trying to lead the witness at all. I think that Liz makes a living out of her insecurities. She's invested in keeping them. If she lost those, who would Liz Jones be?
True say. Good question, babe. Thank you. I believe you've got a question. Who's your question for?
Lionel.
Lionel.
I think it was brilliant in there, but what's your opinion on the old finger banging?
On what?
Finger banging. Finger banging.
I like it.
Never having done it, except in fun in the over 18 room.
Which again, Lionel, we spoke about. They haven't seen that, so we'll leave that at that. Thank you, question. We've got one more. We've got another question. Where am I going? I'm going up here. It's like Challenge Annika, this show. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I've got a question for Jasmine. When you went out last night with Lee's bandmates, Duncan James, but what really happened?
Oh, what happened on your night out last night? We want to know.
Out with the boys.
What's the joke?
I hear.
Oh, I'm sorry. I
Thank
thought you
you.
was going. What did you say?
We all went out to dinner and they just took me out and showed me a good time.
Your first time in London?
Yeah.
Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, it was a lot of
Excellent
fun.
stuff. Excellent. Well done.
We went out drinking and It really wasn't that crazy.
And we've got
As
one
he
more
would be
question.
gay and-
Who's your question for, babe?
Carol, you can see that Lee's obviously really affected about what the public think about him. How did the public's reaction affect you when you left the house?
Oh well, I think everybody says that they don't want to be, they don't want to be booed, but you are going to get booed because it's like rent a mob out there, and you're told before you go out it's like panto, and they will boo you even if they like you. But when you come out of there, you're so pumping with adrenaline, you don't hear anything. You don't hear the boos, you don't hear the cheers, you don't even hear the music. Like nobody walks down the stairs on cue to the music, which they're supposed to, because you're just like that. I mean, you just can't believe you're out of that hellhole.
Lionel has just whispered to me. He just looked at me and went, I didn't get booed. Thank you very much. Thank you, Lionel. Thank you. Excellent questions. Still to come, we have a plethora of treats still to come. I'm talking news, voyeurism, and weird stuff from the internet, and more of him as well. See you in a bit.
Welcome back to the Big Brothers bit on the psych. And do you know what? A 5-part show can feel really long. Long like Dappy's schlong. So if you've tuned in for Super Casino, you're going to have to hang about for another 10 minutes, you gambler, because we're still here. But as Liz found out, good things do come to those who wait and wait. And she's still waiting. Carol, would you wait that long, babe?
What, for you to stop hogging the limelight? No.
Oh, shut
I wouldn't. Here's the news. At 1:45 this afternoon, Lee channeled his inner Jim Bowen and treated Casey to a spot of bullseye.
Hello. I know you've just had a bath, but tonight we've decided we're going to do face masks in the bath with a nice glass of wine.
Oh, that'd be nice.
Yeah?
Well, is there enough room for everyone?
Yeah.
In the bath?
If we don't all want to go in, we can all just chill in there, can't we, with face masks on?
Yeah, I suppose so.
Oh?
Oh.
You're showing your bum to the world, Lee.
I'm not even wriggling it. Look at that ass.
Can they not do your balls through the other side?
Probably. Yeah, they can. Looks
Lee, don't do that.
I don't think they'll show it.
They will.
No, they won't.
They will show you that.
Don't worry, Lee, they'll never show that. Much like a peacock on a bizarre mating dance, Lee was showing Casey what she could have won. At much the same time as Lee was proudly shaking his tail feather, Jim and Ollie were perusing the fine art on display in the Big Brother house. The conversation started highbrow, but then Jim managed to bring it down to his usual level.
That's Napoleon. Yeah, definitely. Good looking chap was Napoleon, wasn't it? I bet he got so laid.
Laid?
Yeah, I bet he got so much action. His name's Napoleon, and he looked like that. And he was pretty cool.
That might have been the American-British Wars, first fought with the ironclads. This.
There's a court jester at the bottom. Look at his thing.
And he's been interrupted by 2 lesbian women who've decided that snogging is much better than the court jester's given up. Even the old sage has come for a look.
Yeah.
excited. People come from all... Here, stand back there. Let's just see what's going on.
Hervey.
Hervey. It's dogging.
it's medieval dogging.
A painting of dogging in the house? Surely not. Oh, that reminds me. Rylan, I think you left this in my dressing room.
Oh no, babe, I'm all right. I've got mine. Cheers.
And finally, at 3:30 this afternoon, Big Brother said the housemates a task. Dappy, Liz, Lee, Casey, Ollie and Sam were instructed to showcase their talents for a judging panel of Jim, Louisa and Linda. Some people's talents were more obvious than others.
Some will win or lose. Some will win or lose. In these games they make you play. Change from day to day. Someone's gotta lose. Yeah.
It's so going to be a shot, isn't it? One of my best bits.
Yeah. Oh, it's a bit cruel, isn't it, to have a talent show the day after one of the greatest living showmen of our time gets voted out. Although I think Casey had the most potential there, it's clear that she's got big things in front of her. Check out how they got on with all of that on tomorrow's main show at 9 p.m. on Channel 5. That's all the news for now. Ian, what's happening in the camera runs?
Thanks very much, and I got that joke about Casey. You meant her breasts. Excellent work. Well, the talent show is going on now, and right at this moment, Ollie and Sam are doing a really painful, I'm hoping it's an improvised scene. It's gone on for the 10 minutes I've been stood here, and it's like a really bad fifth form piece of performance art. It's just, I don't know what's going on. It's very awkward. Earlier on, Dappy performed, and do you know what? He was really, really good, actually. He wanted to perform a new song he'd written, and he started. And Big Brother went, no, you're not doing that. You're going to do the hit. And then they were about to play the music, and he said, I don't want no music, I want to do Acapulco. And then he did it, and you know what? He was really, really good. Jim's been the compere. There are judges. We've got Louisa, Jim and Linda are judging. This Ollie and Sam thing, though, is going on for flipping ages. I wish they'd put a stop to it. Liz was a little bit cocky as well during her act. I don't know what her act was, but she told Lee Ryan from Blue that his green velvet, I think it was green, his brown velvet jacket was more dated than his music. It's coming to an end. It's coming to an end. Thank Christ for that. Back to you, Rylan.
Thanks, Ian. I've got to say, just while Ian was in the camera runs, Lionel just said, I've just learnt how to do a tweet. And I went, oh, that's great. And then he went like this. I went, no, Lionel, that's twerking. You've just learnt to twerk.
A twerk.
A twerk, not a tweet. Hello, Ian, too.
Hey, man, you're
right.
What's going on? Well, for all you BB Bots lovers, obviously there's no show on a Sunday, which is sad.
Don't bring it up.
Let's not go there. But basically, we have our own online clip, which is called Ryland's Bite-Size Sunday, with you in it, where we show all the clips that didn't make the main show. Check it out. channel5.com/Big Brother. We've got some questions for you guys from our Facebook page, actually. Kate Powell said, Jasmine, do you really like Lee, or did you just want him because Casey did and you don't like losing?
No, I like him.
Yeah?
Well, obviously, I liked him.
Obviously, she liked him.
Obviously, she liked him. Elaine Cull says, for you, Lionel, if you could box and take away one precise moment from your CBB experience, what would it be?
Oh, gosh.
And Lionel, before you start, we've got 30 seconds till we need to stop, so I'm just...
Okay, what would it be? One of the funniest things was Louisa and I going in that awkward room and her climbing up the cage.
The most annoying room.
To get into the... That was funny.
What a moment.
That was funny, and I think we all loved that.
Yeah.
I've got time for... Have you got anything else you need to plug?
Basically, earlier, Lionel, you taught me how to tap dance, actually.
Move.
Well, move, yeah. So there's a clip of that online. Go to channel5.com/Big Brother. Over to you.
There you go. Cheers, Ian. That is it for tonight. Emma's going to be back here at 11 on Monday. She'll be joined by actress Adele Silva, Radio 1's Matt Edmondson, plus Sister Mary Clarence.
Oh.
Whoopi Goldberg's on the show. Oh no, wait, it's not a Nun, it's a Nolan. Colleen Nolan's going to be here. It's going to be a good time. And from us lot, it's good night.
Good night.